Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, November 16. Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Dr. Wayne Henry, is asserting that the country's economy is not in a recession and is in fact showing positive signs. Dr. Henry was speaking at the PIOJ's quarterly media briefing on Wednesday.
Recessions are generally defined as 2 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth, as measured by the seasonally adjusted quarter-on-quarter figures for real GDP. Based on the official estimates of quarterly real GDP as provided by Statin, the economy has only recorded 1 quarterly decline in GDP in 2017, which was attributed largely to the adverse weather conditions experienced. When you consider the general buoyancy in the economy, including increased industrial activities and strong employment growth, we can see that the economy is showing positive signs.
In fact, the PIOJ is reporting that after a real GDP contraction of 0.1% in the April to June 2017 quarter, there was estimated growth of 0.9% for the July to September quarter relative to the corresponding period last year. Dr. Henry says this was driven by growth in most sectors of the economy. Hotels and restaurants, electricity and water, manufacturing and construction were among the strongest performers. Looking ahead, the PIOJ is projecting growth in the range of 1.5 to 2.5% for the October to December quarter and the 2017-2018 fiscal year. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaica should see an improvement in its ease of doing business ranking come 2018. Mr. Holness was addressing this morning's opening session of the 6th IMF High-Level Caribbean Forum in Kingston. He said measures such as the next-day service for company registration, among other initiatives, should contribute to the positive outcome. Jamaica was one of 34 countries whose economy improved the most across 3 or more ease of doing business topics in 2016-2017.
We made improvements in trading across borders. Jamaica reduced the time for documentary compliance for importing by implementing a web-based customs data management platform, Asikuda World. And that made a significant impact.
The IMF conference is taking place on November 16 and 17 at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel under the theme Unleashing Growth and Strengthening Resilience in the Caribbean. The Transport and Mining Ministry is reporting that Jamaica should shortly see an 88% increase in foreign exchange earnings from the bauxite alumina sector. That was revealed at a press briefing on Tuesday. During the briefing, Portfolio Minister Mike Henry added that this yield was being projected from just the opening of Gisco Alpart's 1.6 million tons capacity plant.
For the first time since 2009, the bauxite and alumina industry is on a growth path again. The driving force behind this is the reopening of the 1.65 million ton Alpart alumina plant in June this year.
During the press briefing on Tuesday, Minister Henry also announced that Alpart would be making 2 shipments of bauxite per month starting this year.
The first 35,000 tons of alumina is on the wharf waiting to be shipped on the 5th of December, right? And the first time in 10 years.
Between 2014 and 2016, the mining and quarrying sector accounted for 50% of total domestic export earnings, with the bauxite and alumina subsector being responsible for 97% of this amount, averaging $663 million. In other mining news, a national minerals policy is to be submitted to Cabinet shortly. Minister Mike Henry says the draft document focuses on the sector's diversification and continued growth.
It is proactive, flexible, visionary, and it brings together the elements that have guided the country's mineral-related laws, agreements, and actions to date.
Minister Henry says the document introduces new policy initiatives and is designed to effectively address the challenges of small island states participating in a competitive global mineral sector.
The NMP places emphasis on partnership between the public and the private sectors, outlines the possible benefits of the structured development of the mineral sector to the Jamaican people, and the mix of policy measures, objectives, and strategies to be pursued in order to realize the sector's continued transformation and optimal development.
Meanwhile, several activities have been planned to increase public awareness when the country observes National Minerals Week from November 19 to 25. These include an investment forum at the Terra Nova All-Suite Hotel, a public discussion at Hayes Clarendon, the Minerals Industry Conference at the Jamaica Conference Center, and a mining minerals exhibition and trade fair at the Hope Complex. And finally, over 50,000 Blue Mountain coffee seedlings will be distributed to farmers in East Rural St. Andrew. This was made possible under a joint project with the Japan Embassy called the Enhancement of Production of Blue Mountain Coffee. Member of Parliament for East Rural St. Andrew, Juliet Holness, made the announcement during her recent contribution to the 2017-2018 constituency debate.
We want to ensure that we have the best coffee and we maintain it. And the typical variety is the best there is. So we want to expand that. Our goal is to increase the productivity from 40 boxes of coffee per hectare to 10,000 boxes per acre. This we will do while continuously providing the necessary training to our farmers.
Mrs. Holness also announced that her constituency would soon launch its first inaugural coffee industry symposium. It's aimed at engaging all stakeholders, including adjoining coffee-producing constituencies, in measures for the preservation of Jamaican coffee. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.